you, Rosa. Thank you, Rosa. And give it up for Chris. Give it up for Winter. Give it up for all the comedians. Chris, it sounds like the key to more TikTok is less effort, more likes. That's what I heard. That when you said
that's what I'm figuring out.
Yeah, more likes. So you guys, fourth quarter, we made it. I have a game show question. Name that American dictator. Who has been in Washington since he got out of the military in 1967 and was honorably discharged? Who has been packing tech issue, sorry. Who has been packing the lower circuit courts alongside Donald Trump with conservative Republicans all summer? Who attended the March on Washington in 1963 and it had absolutely no impact on his life? Did you say A, Mitch McConnell, or did you say B, Mitch McConnell, or did you say C, Mitch McConnell? If you guessed Mitch McConnell, you've named that American dictator, you guys. So you guys, we've made it to the fourth quarter, and oh my gosh, I'm just so glad to be here, and I'm so glad that we made it. Like for me, it's just been all about like snacking and eating. It's like I eat, I shit, right? I cry like every day. It's like I'm a newborn, just like stuck at the crib. Like anybody else, like just trying to figure out. Like I love snacks so much that I feel like I need a snack after breakfast. Like I feel like there should be like, forget a cinnamon roll. I need a peanut butter cup, like, chocolate peanut butter cup. And so like, that's just me. Like who needs like, okay, so if you eat chips and guac, like I feel like you need a popsicle after that. Right? So that's how I feel about snacks. I read this article recently and it said chia seeds, avocado, and coconut oil, foods that fight fat. And I was like, but are y'all winning? Are y'all beating fat? Like, are y'all knocking fat out in the boxing ring? And let me just say this, right? I have gone honestly from quarantine snacks to protest snacks. Like I love snacks. And so we've had a year, right? Like quarantine, revolution, second wave quarantine, some more revolution. And so while I was out protesting, I was like, they're giving out snacks, like top, right? Like was anybody out there? Like top shelf, like Fiji bottled water. Like I don't buy Fiji at home. Macro protein bars, right? Organic fruits, organic nuts. And I'm just like chowing down, just trying to no justice, no peace, just eating. And right? And then all of a sudden it hits me. What is Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and John Lewis saying about us? They're like, snacks? Right. You guys need snacks to protest? Bottled water? Our only contact with water was hoses. But you guys need bottled water and a buffet. And I'm like, some of us have a low glycemic index, and we are needing our snacks to make it in these streets. And so I'm just saying, also, you guys, in this time that we have been sheltered in place, like if you have dreams, like and you have some missions in your life, like this is the time to like really, set your intention, meditate, and become focused about it. And I, for one, did that. I love to talk. I'm trying to swallow blueberries. Sorry. I love to talk. So I started a communication service. So I want you guys to take this phone number down because sometimes you may need to make a call to my service. And I just want you to have the number. So it's 1-800-CALL an ancestor. Everybody write this down. 1-800-CALL an ancestor. And here's why. Because I don't think Susan B. Anthony lived, marched, and died for women's rights for Amy Coney Barrett to be our next Supreme Court justice.
Hello.
And I called
Amen.
Amen. I called Susan. I was like, Susan, girl. She was like, hey, girl. I was like, you march and die for women's rights for Amy Coney Barrett to potentially be our next Supreme Court justice? She's like, no, girl, I didn't. I was like, well, can you gather like that whole Republican team? She's like, yes, girl, I have. as you guys know, the confirmation hearings are still going. So just tune in next week and we'll find out what Susan was able to do. Earlier this year, though, I had to make a big phone call because Snoop Dogg, the rapper, we love him, jumped on IG and was calling Gayle King, the reporter, all out her names. Funky dog headed, rhymes with snitch. Y'all know the rest. He was calling her names on Instagram. And so I had to call Harriet Tubman. I think it's Black History Month after all. I was like, Harriet, girl. She was like, hey, girl. I was like, did you march us on the Underground Railroad all the way to freedom for Snoop to be acting a motherfucking fool? It was like, no, girl, I didn't. I was like, well, can you gather him? He is a whole mood. She's like, yes, girl, I can. You guys, 3 short days after my phone call to Harriet, Snoop apologized to Gayle. He went on the Red Table Talk and Reflection. And this just in, and you probably have seen the posters, he'll be voting for the first time in his life in this year's presidential election. Guys, right? So my service works and we got every ancestor you need. So listen, these debates, I had to call Gwen Eiffel. I was like, Gwen, girl. She's like, hey, girl. I was like, have you seen these debates? She's like, yes, girl. I was like, did you see the fly? She's like, yes, girl, I did. I said, girl, the debates, right? You guys, the whole mess. I was like, can you gather like that whole situation? She's like, yes, girl, I can. You guys, shortly after my call to Gwen, guess what? All the debates were suspended and canceled, and all we have are these town hall meetings. All I'm saying, right? All I'm saying is my service works, and we got every ancestor you need. We got Anne Frank, we got Cesar Chavez, we got Gandhi, we got Confucius, we got Martin Luther King for peaceful protests, Malcolm X for by any means necessary protest. We also this year got Bill Withers. Y'all know we got Chadwick Boseman, and you know, bless our heart and soul, we got RBG, right? And so you guys, I called RBG. I was like, girl, RBG, what do you need us to do? She's like, girl, can you just tell them to vote? I was like, I will, girl. She said, we need to vote that red fire face out of there. So y'all heard it. RBG said we got to vote. So listen, you guys, I have a little bit of advice for Biden supporters. Like, so my son lost his black card earlier this year. It was revoked. And right. And so the issue was that I was having an 18th birthday party for him. And I was like, hey, like, what kind of music do you want? And he was like, K-pop. I was like, so maybe I didn't play enough Stevie Wonder, Patti LaBelle in the womb. So, okay. And then I said, what kind of food? And he said, Korean barbecue. I was like, oh, okay, no catfish or hush puppies. Got it. Okay, so listen, we got a test for you. So I tested him, you guys, and I said, okay, you know, have you heard of Prince? He was like, yeah, can you name a song? You know, he didn't really name anything. You know, we finally got to it. He had heard of Aretha Franklin, thank goodness. He could name a song, think, and he was able to get his black card. But listen, I just want to say this to all the Biden supporters. I think that we all are going to have to learn some Negro spirituals. And let me tell you why. And here's the thing. As a result of learning the Negro spirituals, you'll all get your black cards too, allies and everybody. But let me just tell you why I think, right? Let me tell you why I think Negro spirituals work, right? Because in 1963, as I mentioned earlier, we had the March on Washington. And what was the song? We Shall Overcome. And throughout all civil rights, we made a lot of gains with, everybody say it with me, we shall overcome. And so I'm just saying to the Biden supporters, we got the Voting Rights Act in 1965, which unequivocally gave all African Americans across this country the right to vote. So I'm thinking that if we're trying to like have decisive victory and get Trump out of here, everybody just needs to start singing Negro spirituals. We shall overcome November 3rd. That's my time. Thank you so much.